3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Monday Night Moonwatch. We did it. That's the one.
Was awesome.
Okay.
That was perfect.
Welcome to Monday Night Moonwatch. You're here because you like all things creative, indulging in creativity. Maybe you participate in creativity. We have two guests. It took two to replace Gabriel. Is that what's happening? Is that the case?
Wow, thanks.
Yeah.
You're not half the man. I'm just kidding. Okay, we got. I'm gonna introduce you as our number one commenter.
That is true.
That's true.
That's
Ari.
kind of true.
It's true.
And this is Amanda, the creative, artistic drummer of the room.
Oh,
would you
yes.
guys?
Thanks.
Okay, you can introduce yourselves. You can go ahead.
Yes, yeah. Ari, you want to go first?
Yeah. So I'm Ari. I'm a good friend of Alexander's. We've known each other for like a decade and a half, and yeah, I'm a bass player and also a composer, and I am studying to be a lawyer too. So that's kind of weird right now.
No, it's not. It's still creative.
It is.
It
It's
is.
creative in
It
its
is
own way.
creative.
I think
I firmly believe that.
There's a
Yeah.
creative angle there somewhere.
Yeah.
And I love this podcast, and this is a huge honor. And this is my wife. I wanted
Don't
to
do
say
Borat.
that. I wanted to do Borat
Don't
so
do
bad. Okay.
Hi, yes, my name is Amanda. I'm Ari's wife. I'm a drummer, and I work as a substitute teacher and admin assistant at a school. So, and I know Alexander through Ari.
That's right. It hasn't been a decade and a half.
It has been, I think, 2 decades.
I think it's been 2 decades.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, honestly, yeah, since elementary school. We never had class together. We're gonna mention behind the scenes, there's another creative soul hiding out in the corner. You want to introduce yourself, or do you want us to introduce you for you? There's a lot of power if you leave it to us. You can feed me the lines. You can come over here.
Yeah, I'm not going to come.
Okay.
All right.
Should I? Can I say?
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
say.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Behind the camera, we have the writer, the director, the mastermind behind All Roses. Kirtana. Link is in the bio if you want to donate to the GoFundMe. Check it out, read about it. If you don't know anything about it yet, we're still very excited for that to
We
come
have
out.
Greatness among us.
Greatness among us. Now I'm under pressure because I don't know if I've said too much about All Roses in previous episodes or not.
As your number one commentator, I don't think you've said enough.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree, but I'm trying to respect the pace of the project.
for sure.
True.
You know how much they want to come out.
This
So
chair
maybe
is very farty. I just want to point that out.
Right,
Yeah.
right there.
the chair is satin. It has no sound from friction.
It's all me. Welcome to the fartiest podcast.
Anyways,
Scary movie that did that?
The scary movie. did
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, scary movie.
it was called Scary Movie.
No, yeah, it's
Have you
called
s-
Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen it.
She's like,
Yes.
oh, it's the chair, and then
Yeah.
it's
And it's not the chair. It's 90s and 80s. It's 2000s comedy.
Yeah,
That's
early
good.
2000s.
I'm sorry, you're
Yeah.
trying to promote this movie.
Um,
and I'm interrupting you.
No, it's cool. I mean, you feel satisfied with Law Rose? Oh, we haven't said enough. We
Probably
got to
not.
say more.
Say more.
I think we got to say more.
Say more.
I'm just playing. No, our mastermind here is very humble. I'm gonna let the work speak for itself. But no, I'm really excited for it. We'll talk more about it later when we know how much details we can share. But anyways, Monday Night Moonwatch, we're here. All things creative. We talk about anything we want from a creative angle.
Yeah.
You're both creative people. We say the word creative a
Thank you.
lot.
Yeah.
Creative.
Have you guys watched any movies lately?
Yeah, we have.
What have we watched?
The most recent one, we rewatched Die Hard.
Oh, that was
Die Hard?
so
The first
good.
Die Hard?
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that movie a
Yeah,
lot. Have you seen the Netflix special where they talk about like behind the scenes
No
of Die Hard?
way.
It's
Are you
called
serious?
The Movies That Made
we
Us.
We don't have Netflix, though. We had,
I know.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Yes.
Netflix, please bring the price down. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Isn't that
Honest-
insane? How much people pay for streaming services?
Yeah, they were supposed to like get really strict about people sharing accounts too. Did they?
They are.
They
yeah,
are.
They're
We
Yeah.
have a shared account.
Well,
with our
I
family.
tried to like log into my sister's, and they're like, "This is not the IP address or whatever
Oh
of
wow.
the account holder."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like they don't let you do it.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay, so one of my cousins, you know Scotty.
Yeah.
I think he uses our Netflix, or he did, but I haven't heard from him if he got locked out or anything.
Right.
That's
Right.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what'd you think about Die Hard?
Oh yeah.
You go first.
I like it a lot. I grew up watching Die Hard because my dad is a big fan.
Yeah.
So every Christmas we would watch Die Hard.
Is he a Die Hard fan or a Bruce Willis fan?
Die Hard.
because my dad's
Yeah.
a big Bruce Willis fan.
Nice.
Because I don't know any other movies he watches with him with Bruce Willis in it.
Yeah?
It's just Die Hard, like the
Oh, okay.
yeah, and like Die Hard 1, 2, whatever they
Yeah.
call them, you know, like
Is he a diehard?
Oh, jeez. That should have happened a long time
Yeah.
ago. That
Yeah.
joke. It's good.
no, it's a good movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah, that show I was watching on Netflix, the movies that made us, I'm pretty sure. There's a part where they're fighting like in some weird stairway and they're swinging on chains and there's like barrels being thrown around. You know what I'm talking about? Does that okay? I guess they showed up to that set exactly as it was.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't dress it. They just showed up in the building and they said, you know what, we'll just use it. So that was all real chains, real barrels, and they just choreographed the thing around
Because
it.
in that scene, he gets strangled. Like the bad guy gets strangled by the chain, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Bruce Willis's character
Yeah.
literally
Oh, shoot.
wraps his neck
yeah, he
around the
does.
chain and pushes him into
Yeah.
Hey.
yeah.
You know, I gotta say, like, I didn't even think of that, but now that you mention it, the practical effects on that are amazing in that movie. Because you really do feel like the entire environment is like this corporate building and that it's high rise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they definitely didn't do it on a high rise building.
Oh, no.
I mean, did they? I don't think they.
No, I think
I-
they built sets and then had like a green screen. Or
Well,
whatever,
it's
so
a
I'm sure.
building downtown. You remember the name of the building?
What was it called?
The
Well,
not-
the
movie. I don't know what.
Oh, in the movie
Oh,
it's called that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's in downtown. At least the exterior. The interior,
yeah.
I don't know what to use. I don't
Yeah.
remember. It's been a while since I've seen that
Yeah.
episode.
And in the movie, everyone remembers the scene where the gun is taped behind his back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
like, ha 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 ha. And they like pushes behind his back and, you know,
Yeah.
pulls the gun
Uh-huh.
forward. Yeah.
That's a good. And you know what? Like it becomes like believably gritty
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
it moves on.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like action movies now they kind of feel glossy. Everyone looks good.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis looks good, but he still looks
real.
beat up.
Yeah.
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 He looks beat up
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
you know, barefoot walking on glass.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He looks like a real person too, I would say.
I think so.
You know, like not a model. Like I feel like because he's supposed to be just like this cop who comes in from the New York.
Yeah,
scene or
New
whatever.
York cop, yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
he doesn't look so jacked to
No.
me, like
Right.
unrealistically. Like you
Yeah.
know, I even think like Fast and Furious, they
Oh.
look pretty like produced in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
And there is something gritty about.
Mhm.
Oh, I also want to say, I love Alan Rickman in that
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he is the best part of that movie by far.
Honestly,
Definitely.
he's great.
Yeah. I heard
Yeah.
the scene where he falls from the building. They didn't tell him that they were gonna have him fall at that particular time.
Seriously?
Right.
Yeah, so they
That's
they
awesome.
captured a real
Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah.
Like they
Which is
gave him
cool.
like a dummy countdown
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
they did.
I don't- something
Yeah.
like
They're
that.
like 3, 2, and then they
And then
got
let
it.
go of him.
Yeah. And he's like, oh.
That's amazing.
That's
Yeah.
so good. I
Yeah.
wonder if there's like rules against that now.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean,
Like,
he's safe. I mean, it's not like he's gonna
Yeah.
get hurt.
But did you die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
There's no harm was gonna come to him. But
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And the cool thing about him is that he just looks and sounds intelligent
Yeah.
as a person, and I'm sure he was
Right.
very intelligent. R.I.P. And
Mhm.
but like something I noticed that was cool is he talks about like these terrorist organizations that he wants to like launch off,
Mhm.
and I was like, these are cool names, and I didn't know if these were actual, you know, real terrorist organizations. Or,
Oh, like
but
Yeah.
it was like Liberté de Quebec, like
Uh-huh.
the Canadian,
Yeah.
French Canadian.
There's
And I was
also
Yeah.
like an Eastern. There's also like an Eastern one about like,
yeah, I don't
like,
remember
like
the
Tibet
names.
or something.
Yeah,
something like
but
that.
it was like cool because it felt like it built a world around what is
Yes.
LA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was
Yeah.
worlds building in it.
But he didn't even care about that. He said he read about them in a magazine.
yeah, that was it was a ploy.
the whole point was to
Yeah.
get them like. There's no way they're gonna meet his demands.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah.
So the
Right.
character read about them and
Yeah.
he's like doing this whole like
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
because like he's like
Oh, go
if
ahead,
you
sorry.
don't meet all my demands, I'm gonna start killing hostages, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And so, but he made all the demands crazy. Like
Right.
you're not gonna meet them.
Oh, and
Yeah.
the cool thing too was, I mean, to me, what made him the best part too is because he was so smart. The interesting thing was that cat and mouse that they didn't know who the other one looked like.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
that scene
I remember
when he was
that.
like,
Yeah.
Bruce Willis
Don't
has the
kill
gun
me,
and he's
yeah.
like, don't kill me, don't kill. Like his acting was so good because it's like that's what someone would actually look like in that situation. That it would take a second, like take a beat, see the gun, and then
Yeah.
be like, oh my god, like I don't want to, die. But it's a good
Alan,
fake. It's
Alan
really
Rickman
cool.
tried to put on an accent in that scene,
Uh-huh.
so like try to not
Oh,
sound.
it was so bad.
It was really bad.
He tried to sound
Yeah,
American,
he tried to sound
but it was
American.
just clearly
It was
not.
really bad.
American.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I
then-
gotta rewatch
And then
this.
Bruce
Oh, yeah.
Willis gives him a gun, right? He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you're with me now. Stay with me." And then and then the guy turns on it. Was like, "I'm actually the bad guy."
Yeah.
And then, but it turns out that the gun Bruce Willis gave him has no bullets.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. He's
So
like, "Oh,
awesome.
no bullets."
Yeah. So awesome.
Man.
But
Yeah.
there's something
It's
about
a good movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's something about there's something cheap about that movie that I like because it,
Like production wise?
production
Or
wise,
okay.
like it feels like they're at a corporate building,
Right.
But like the setting is kind of simple,
Uh-huh.
and I think that there's something brilliant about that because you can kind of replicate a corporate building
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think that's what is missing from a lot of movies is there's not a self-contained universe or setting that you need to be in. Like I noticed that about the Star Wars movies, like the newest ones.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It feels like they went to so many different worlds.
Yeah.
Whereas in the original Star Wars, you really sit in Dagobah and you
Right.
sit in like the universe a bit more.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important.
I've never seen
in
the new
movies.
ones. Yeah.
Oh, you
Oh.
haven't seen
No.
them?
You should watch it.
They're
I mean,
worth
just
it.
just for reference,
Yeah. Are
you
they
know.
worth it though?
What?
Are they worth it?
Maybe for the
yeah.
conversation.
Maybe.
Yeah.
At least for the conversation, it's
Yeah.
worth it.
And I mean, I like some things about those, but I just think the charm of the originals.
Yeah.
was-
Yeah, the
was that
three
setting.
original.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying because, like in Die Hard, it's all contained one setting, and
Yeah.
I think that puts them in a place where they
Mhm.
want to create context, surrounding context.
Yes.
And like the new Star Wars, they go planet to planet, meet
Yes.
like A-list actor cameos real
Oh, yeah,
quick,
yeah.
and then they move on.
Yeah.
But when you're sitting like in Dagobah, that's
Yes.
where like Yoda is training Luke, right?
Yes.
We let the drama unfold. He's visited by Darth Vader's ghost.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah, that's
plot
cool,
is
that's
taking
cool,
place,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
plot that's telling a story that takes place outside
Yes.
of that setting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
think that's cool.
And
Yeah, true.
honestly, like I've thought about this too because we like Quentin Tarantino movies, you
Right.
know? And I think he's good at that because like you think of Reservoir Dogs,
That's
right?
true.
So like Reservoir Dogs is this movie that only takes place in this warehouse, and they kind of don't step out of the warehouse at all.
Yeah.
Only for flashbacks, which is cool.
Right.
But again, it's like very focused in that way,
Yeah.
and a lot of his movies are focused on a setting.
Hateful Eight. Cabin.
Yes.
The
I
cabin.
haven't seen Hateful Eight,
That's a
Yeah.
brilliant
but I know it's
example.
all like
So
in the
it's
cabin.
about the cabin. Yeah.
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 It takes place in the cabin.
Yeah.
Shoot, I got to
Yeah.
see that too. It's hard because people are excited about building a world and sharing a world,
Yeah.
but then you also have like really cool characters and finding the balance. But I think with the new Star Wars, that's like, I don't know if we should use
Yeah.
that as
Yeah,
reference
no,
because they
yeah.
just kind of like
Yeah.
No, totally.
bulldozed
Yeah.
like down a straight path.
Yeah.
True.
But again, back to Die Hard, I think the characters came first, and then the world was just kind of inspired by
Right.
well thought out characters.
Yeah.
Because even before any of the action went down, he's like, "Oh, I'm divorced," and or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then even the
I'm
cop.
divorced.
Yeah.
My name's Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I'm
And then
divorced.
he goes to the Nakatomi building and he's like, I'm gonna search out my wife's name so I can find out where she
uh-huh.
is. And then she's under the maiden name. It's like, ooh.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was a cool
Yeah.
conflict.
What did
Yeah.
you think about
Yeah.
the cop who was like gun shy?
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel like that like was impactful, or do you feel like
I think that was maybe back in the day, but I think now it's kind of like a trope.
okay,
Yeah,
right? It's a
yeah,
trope now
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Wait, remind me.
Remember this the black cop, the African American
Yeah,
cop was like,
yeah.
I never fired a gun after I killed that kid, or like,
Yeah.
like shot that kid. Remember?
Oh yeah,
He's
He didn't
yeah.
want to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And then at the
Yeah.
end he does.
It was kind of dicey in some ways.
Okay.
I mean, not dicey. I guess it was just like
Yeah.
it was kind of. I guess for the time it was
It's probably cool.
more.
Yeah.
I don't know, less
Who
publicized.
knows? It's
I don't know.
I
No,
think-
I think it was cool. I think at the time that was like, oh my gosh, he fired his gun.
Are you connecting this to like gun, like
Oh.
police violence?
I don't
police
know.
brutality?
No, maybe.
But the cop was like, oh, that gun looked real enough to
Right.
me, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was.
But it was a kid.
No, but you know what? I don't even think I'm not saying you should take that out or anything like
Right.
that or even change it.
Mhm.
I don't know what I thought. I was just like, oh wow, that's a
right.
He saves the day at the end.
Well, yeah, what I was exploring is like,
Yeah.
like people like, I think it's a story tactic for sure, or just like an emotional tug tactic, like
Exactly.
some
Yeah,
side
yeah.
character
Exactly.
yeah,
with like a C story arc,
Mhm.
yeah,
just like a little surprise, like gratifying payoff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I see it. Okay, the goofy one that comes to mind now. Have you guys seen the Lorax?
no.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
It's It's a kid movie. I guess it's
Okay.
like, you know,
I read
it
the
can
book.
be like cheesy forgivably.
Okay.
The book is cool.
I like how I said it like, I read the book.
I read the book. I don't need to watch the movie.
I've read the book. I know what it's all about. Like,
You watched the movie? That's too easy.
yeah, exactly.
I read the 4-page book.
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
So what happens?
man.
What happens?
Yeah, so there's like a character who's it's funny, like they designed it as like an emo like teenager.
Mm.
So his fur is like black and white stripes. He doesn't talk. He has like the straight hair that goes straight down.
The Lorax?
In the
no,
Lorax.
no, it's
Oh.
a character in
Yeah,
the
a
Lorax,
character
yeah.
in the Lorax who's just like
No,
a
no.
background character who's just supposed to be quirky and kind of like catch your attention.
I gotcha.
And then, you know, there's music and people sing in this movie. So at the very end of the movie, I think like the last like song,
Yeah.
this kid like breaks out into song and just like steals a high note and like, ooh, gives the kids goosebumps and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I guess it hit for a lot of people if you were young enough.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's just kind of, it feels like they're reaching.
But
then I think about, because it's a formula.
right.
They're,
Oh, yeah,
they're
yeah.
applying a formula.
Right.
But then in movies like Die Hard, I don't know if like, you know, what the first movies
Yeah,
were to
back in
do
the
that
day, I don't
tactic.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like if the movie's old enough, like did they do it better because they
Mhm.
weren't abiding by
I see what you're
a
saying.
rigid
Yeah.
formula?
So kind of like back to your original point of like, what did I think of that cop character? I think he added a lot.
Cool.
And the
Yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah.
and the reason being is because it felt like the entire world. Sorry, I have something in my throat. World was against what Bruce Willis was doing
Mhm.
because everybody else in the LAPD in that movie was against him, kind of taking things, being a renegade, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But then this guy was the only one who believed in him,
Right.
And, besides his wife,
No, it's
but his
true,
wife
it's
had
true.
no influence in it
Yeah.
with the situation at the moment because she was.
Yeah,
you know,
this is
hostage.
he's the only person on the outside. who
Yes.
can
Uh-huh.
So,
yeah,
I
it's
felt like it was-
connected. you
Yeah,
know,
I think the Eustace character was the limo driver who like you know he's in it for, like.
kind
And actually, I was curious if he was
Yeah.
a comedian at the time who just landed a role. You know, like
said
Oh,
that, you said
interesting.
that. Yeah, maybe at that time he was like popular, maybe
Yeah.
a comedian or something.
yeah,
I don't know.
because that
Huh.
happens sometimes.
Yeah. It's surprising when you see like old movies and you see like a today A-list person
Yeah.
Yeah,
there as whatever nonsense
Yeah,
throwaway.
yeah,
Like going back to old movies, what surprises
Yeah.
me a lot is seeing Kevin Hart just
Um,
randomly pop up
yeah,
as
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a side
yeah,
character.
Totally. Yeah.
totally.
And I forget that it was him in that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's kind of inspiring because I was watching this thing. Actually, I think Amanda and I were watching it. It was Conan O'Brien, and he was he was interviewing what's his name, the Breaking Bad guy,
Bryan Cranston?
Bryan Cranston.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Bryan Cranston did like these B-list roles
Yeah.
on like these 80s shows,
Mhm.
and it's kind of inspiring to
Yeah.
see that like he was a background character and then did like one line on a show. Then he got like a little pitch on that, and now he's like the actor. Like
Yeah.
everybody loves
You got
him.
Malcolm
Yeah,
in the
he's
Middle and
huge.
yeah.
I love Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh yeah.
That's a great show.
Yeah. So sorry to connect this real quick
Yeah.
to like even Bruce Willis, and again in that Netflix, the movies that made us. I think they spoke about before Die Hard, he was like always being typecasted in romantic comedies as like the sweet
Whoa.
like
Okay.
guy of
Yeah.
the movie, and then in Die Hard was like taking a chance. Maybe this like they didn't see him as an action hero when they casted him in Die Hard.
Right.
Okay.
Like he was a romantic comedy
Yeah.
guy.
That makes sense because have you seen Death Becomes Her?
Oh yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay. You got to see that.
Yeah,
Bruce
tell me.
Willis
Bruce
is in
Willis, Goldie Hawn, and what's the
Meryl
one?
Streep.
Meryl Streep.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
it. And it's really good. I kind of don't want to say too
Yeah, you
much
should
about
see.
it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like he
Yeah,
is
it's
in a
good.
funny role and he's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I never thought he would be funny.
No,
like
He's
yeah,
got charisma. I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
he's a great. I mean, he's such a great actor. It's,
Yeah.
it's sad what's happening with him now. you
Yeah.
know,
Uh-huh.
like just his
True.
mental state and all
It's
that.
like something with like dementia. or
I
something,
think so.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, but like, man, what an amazing actor
Mhm.
he is, and yeah,
He's had a huge impact
yeah.
on
Definitely.
so many people.
But I'm kind of failing to think of a lot of his stuff right now.
Well,
like,
Death
what else?
Becomes Her,
Yeah,
Die
Uh-huh.
Hard,
Die Hard.
the new movies. Mostly done.
He did a bunch of movies like recently, like you
Yeah.
know when he was
Oh,
aware of his illness,
Yeah, like
he was like
Glass or
cranking him
whatever.
out
Yeah, like
as fast as he can.
was it Glass or something?
Oh yeah, he was in Glass.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
Glass was
that was
cool.
part of the
Yeah.
M Night Shyamalan thing.
Yeah.
Because first it was Unbreakable
Yeah.
with Bruce Willis, and then like
Right.
Split,
And
and then
Split.
Bruce Willis came back in Glass
In
to
Glass.
complete that whole circle.
I
he
like
did-
that movie. It was good.
I liked Glass. A lot of people
Yeah.
thought it was weird.
I liked it.
I
I think it was meant to
Okay.
be weird.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. It was based on a comic,
I didn't know that.
and yeah, and I think that movies based on comics need to follow the comic formula more because comics are so much more creative than. Well, I think movies are creative, but when movies follow comics, it's like it's bonkers.
Yeah.
You know, and when it's bonkers, it's kind of cool. You know,
Yeah.
like I think you and Gabriel were actually talking about Venom last podcast, and I thought about like the Venom in the comics is so much more visceral than he is in the movies.
Right.
Okay.
New movies. And it's
I
kind
haven't
of dirty
seen
too.
any
Yeah.
of the movies or comics.
I've seen.
Well, I
Yeah.
think Todd McFarlane was the creator of Venom.
Was
I
he?
might be mistaken, but he like drew the most weirdest pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then they fired him from the comics.
Yeah.
So out of spite, he left and made Spawn.
Okay.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
And that's why a lot of like Spawn comic book covers are the like mirroring Spider-Man covers.
It looks exactly like Venom.
Yeah,
honestly.
and then I think
Yeah.
he came back and then he did Venom for Marvel.
That's cool.
Fact check that. But I think Todd McFarlane I think like did create Venom. But anyways, sorry, I spiral a lot. If you've watched
No,
other
it's fine.
podcasts, you guys have seen them.
No.
I spiral.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I love it. That's what it's all about. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only way you get anywhere creatively is by trying things and like spiraling.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
No.
I
me
feel
too.
accepted.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but anyways, Todd McFarlane made Venom, and you're talking about Venom being visceral.
Yes.
I'm just trying to connect my spiral.
Yes.
The new Sonic movie's coming out. I know it's a tangent.
Is another
It's
Sonic?
related.
Are you
the third
serious?
Sonic movie.
Yeah.
And Shadow the Hedgehog's in there.
Yeah.
And you know, Shadow the Hedgehog has like some like weird, edgy like backstory
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're adapting it.
Okay.
And
What?
they're adapting
What do you mean
the
they're
edgy
adapt-
stuff
Oh, I
into
see.
film.
I see.
Which is
So
probably a good thing.
a lot of people are like
Yeah.
excited about it.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
just don't know how it's going to translate. But people don't care. There's already memes like, oh no, don't cheer when the little girl like dies.
But
That would be
Because-
so sick.
No,
Yeah,
because
you see, everyone has that reaction.
Because there is a little girl that dies,
And that's what
in
maked Shadow.
the
That's
Shadow
his
the Hedgehog.
backstory,
That's
right?
Yeah.
That's his backstory.
yeah, it's Maria.
Yes.
Because I'm sorry, I know too much about Sonic the Hedgehog because I played all the video games.
But
so
see,
like,
but like
yeah.
that's everyone's reaction to like Maria being mentioned in like the advertising.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now there's memes of like, should we cheer or not when that happens? Because it's supposed to be sad,
Dude,
but people want to see Shadow done like correctly.
Yeah.
Or done
say-
truth.
That's true.
I say welcome. Oh, I can't say this on you. Welcome in horror movies. Welcome the kid.
No, no.
I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't say this.
Unaliving.
Oh God, I have to say
Unaliving,
that.
that's
Okay, maybe cut this part. All I'm saying is, in horror movies, have a little stakes at hand. You know, like that's what makes it cool.
Uh-huh.
You know, or
This
but
is a kids movie, isn't it?
oh yeah,
that's the yeah. So see, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Then.
Well, I mean, you can still have a death in a kids movie, right? But it just
No,
has to be done.
Yes, they kill everyone I care about in kids movies.
Yeah.
Mufasa.
Yeah.
They did.
They
did.
killed
They
Mufasa?
did.
That's right.
I blocked out all the other ones.
Sure.
Yeah.
But there's a long list there. The Iron Giant. Did I spoil it? That's your fault. It's a good movie. You should have seen it a long time ago.
Right, probably.
Well, I think it has to
Yeah.
be implied.
Maybe,
You know, like,
it's
you
like,
can't
oh, you
show
can pan
it,
over
but-
and maybe.
You know, that
I
is
don't
an
know.
interesting thing because I can't think of a new modern-ish kids movie that has death in it, right?
Modern?
Except
That's a good question.
Like,
Modern one?
Up, and that was impactful.
Oh, Up, yeah.
'Cause,
Up was
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good, and I don't
Yeah.
know. That's exposition, right?
Yeah, I mean, it builds
It's
his,
part of it. Like
it shows his
they,
loneliness.
well, here's the thing: they presented that to us in a way that like made us care.
Sure.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, "Oh, grumpy old man with like a late wife," it's like, no, like let's show you, let's make you love the relationship
Yeah.
as much as he did,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then
Oh.
pull that rug.
Dude, that was so impactful that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia did
They
a thing
did
on
it,
Can you-
yeah.
like,
They
they
did that.
parodied it.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh-huh.
I think that was a brilliant scene because
Yeah.
everyone talks about
Yeah,
It was,
You know,
yeah.
it stuck around
Yeah,
forever.
Yeah,
it did.
It did.
It's, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a meme now for a reason.
Now we have like a
Okay.
generation. Sorry,
Wait, we have a
it's
what?
a bad joke,
Man,
It's a bad.
I feel like maybe we should edit out that part about the
Well, what?
the
kid?
unalive.
No, it's
Oh.
in. It's
horror.
in.
All right.
It's too late.
Oh, God.
Another thing with
Oh,
Shadow the
God.
Hedgehog. Everyone was like concerned about whether or not this guy's gonna have his handguns in the movie, and they gave him like a handgun thing, but it's
Yeah.
like a alien laser pistol.
Yeah.
But everyone's cool with it.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Wait, in what movie?
In Sonic.
Oh, he has
So
a
Shadow uses like handguns
Oh,
in the game.
okay. Yeah, right.
Thing,
He does.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know.
But now they make it look like
Yeah.
a toy. So they're
Yeah.
gonna make toys out of it probably.
I'm sure.
Probably.
But,
Yeah. Yeah.
but just little things to like
I
stay
don't know.
true enough.
It's a kids movie. I don't have much stakes in
Yeah.
in that. I didn't even see the first one.
The first one I
Yeah.
thought was like cute.
Yeah.
The second one like disappointed me so bad.
Yeah.
But I saw it
Yeah.
and
But I saw it.
I want to see the third one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's fun that they're doing it.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
cool. I love Jim Carrey. So,
Yeah,
I
Jim
mean,
Carrey is
Oh, he
cool.
is
Yeah.
in there. That's
Is he
right.
good in that?
Again, he's just fun. Like honestly, if you watch it, you're gonna see this guy approaching it like it's a kid's movie.
Right.
Like he's going in to make like kids like
Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
looking at the screen.
Yeah.
He is a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
I think he is like he has range and he's always known as this goofy guy.
He was the Grinch.
He was the Grinch.
He was the Grinch.
Thank you. The thespian role of the Grinch.
Honestly,
Honestly, it's good. It
Because
is.
now
It
he's
is.
he's
is.
the Grinch
He is
for a
the-
lot of
is the
people.
Grinch,
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
everyone's like that's their reference for the Grinch.
That's true.
Well, his serious role wasn't that the one with the mind?
Yeah,
Oh, the
um,
spotless.
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, yeah.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
Yes.
Mind.
I've never
Yeah.
seen it. I refuse.
Oh yeah.
Why?
You don't want to be
Why?
sad for
It's
Jim Carrey.
sad. It's sad.
Just because it's sad?
Yeah,
I feel
I watch
that. I do
movies
that.
for like
Yeah.
to be like entertained and have
Yeah.
fun and not.
You
not-
don't like feeling when you're
Nah, I
watching
don't
it. Okay.
I don't want to feel.
I'm okay with a good cry in a movie. I'm trying to think though, like, do you guys remember?
Up.
You cried it up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, dang. What
I
about
feel
you?
like the last movie I cried in, I don't remember.
Oh, the last one.
You
I
don't
know.
remember.
Maybe
The most
Or you just
recent
don't
one, I
want to
don't
tell
remember.
Maybe it
everybody.
was-
No, I honestly don't remember. This is weird because this question came up like earlier too for me, like
Yeah.
in some other separate conversation.
Yeah.
I can't remember it.
Yeah.
I know what made me cry the most was a movie called Balto. Have you guys heard of Balto?
Balto?
No, and Balto, no.
I'm a sucker for dogs.
Mm.
I talk about this movie with like a lot of people,
Yeah.
but it's about
I think I've heard of it actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like loosely based on a true like record of events.
Mm-hmm.
So some town in Alaska is like it's trapped by a storm, and everyone in that town is like falling sick.
Yeah.
So they need to send out like sled dogs to pick up the medicine and bring it back because no other form of transportation can like do it.
Yeah.
Like nothing else is being approved or
Sure.
like being
Right.
done safe.
Right.
So anyways, Balto is he has like one parent who's a dog, one parent who's a wolf. And
Yeah.
so the town
Yeah.
just kind of shuns him and like doesn't want him involved and he's like the mutt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so all the other animals like don't want him around.
Right.
So he's an underdog.
Yeah.
And the sled team to retrieve the medicine gets lost in the blizzard
Yeah.
and he goes out to like find them and leads
Mhm.
them back to the town.
Okay.
So in real life, there's statues of Balto.
Yeah.
In real life, they had the real Balto like
Oh.
taxidermy
Yeah.
and put in museums.
It's a real story.
It's a real story.
That's
apparently.
And they
Cool.
paraded this dog and they were
Yeah.
like, this dog saved that village
Yeah.
from the illness.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as a kid, I remember just like crying, like, I don't want Balto to die. And even for the fifth time watching that
Totally.
movie, I was
Yeah.
like, Balto better not die. But I was a kid.
Oh, that's cute.
You know, I do remember when I was a kid, I cried at the in Tarzan.
Yeah,
Because-
actually, Tarzan did get me
Dude,
emotional.
Tarzan, the music for it,
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, that's
Mm.
it. Oh my god. What's the one that's like "You'll Be in My Heart," dude?
Oh.
You
I, like,
be
bawled when that
my
first came
I think
on,
the
like,
South
'cause-
Park guys hate that song.
They do. Yeah.
And they,
Hey,
because they lost an award or something
Yeah.
to him. Yeah.
they did. They lost. They lost the
Oh.
Grammys.
Grammy to
Because-
to him. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I
man.
love South Park, and like that's brilliant. But
Yeah.
yeah, like that. You know, music's powerful. That's
Yeah.
why I'm a
Yeah.
musician.
For sure.
So
Yeah, we got powerful people in
yeah.
the podcast today.
Well, yeah. Should we talk a bit, just like quickly about like creative stuff we do?
yeah, you got stuff
Yeah.
coming up. You got stuff like in
Yeah,
the past.
yeah.
Whenever you want. There's no
Okay.
rules.
Well, okay.
Games, come on.
Yeah.
I do a lot of gigs. I'm living in the Bay Area right now. I'm a
local
bass player.
gigolo.
God, don't say that. No, but yeah, I'm a professional bass player, and yeah, I have some albums out too. You can find them actually on my
In the description of this video.
Okay. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And Amanda and I have an album out together too. When I was
A
doing,
few years back.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was writing some rock stuff, and Amanda provided drums on it. It was awesome.
Yeah, play some drums on it.
And yeah, just just doing music stuff, but again, doing a lot more law stuff now.
Yeah,
It's
since
fun.
since elementary school, I think that's when I first like found awareness of you was in elementary
Awareness.
school. We were put in orchestra club thing, whatever. We didn't have the same
Oh
teachers,
yeah.
and everyone thought you were good since
Oh,
elementary
wow.
school. I think like everyone had a feeling.
Everyone but me.
Everyone,
Natural
was-
talent.
and that's why you like
Yeah.
strive for greatness,
Mhm.
and you've passed it miles
I
ago,
do.
but you're still going. You're
Stop.
still going.
I do think
So
there
good.
is something to that I'm not saying this is the truth for me, but I think like having a little bit of insecurity helps a
Mhm.
little bit. Like
Yeah.
just a little bit. Like you have to believe in what you do.
Right.
But like just feeling a little bit like
Yeah.
I'm not where I want to be yet
Right.
is always a good
Well, you
growth
won't.
mindset.
Yeah.
You won't grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the way they explain it is like some people have a carrot in front of them.
Yeah.
Some people have
Mhm.
a fire under them.
Yeah.
You know, so
Right.
it's different.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm
It
sorry.
is,
I
yeah.
feel like
No, I don't have any gigs coming up.
but you know what? You are really creative, and I feel like even outside, including music,
Mm-hmm.
you have a lot of things that you do. Do you want to just talk about?
No,
your
I mean, I
work?
don't
Like,
do much. I work and I try to play instruments when I can, saxophone and drums. But besides that, no gigs.
You
nothing.
paint.
You
A little
paint.
bit.
Yeah.
You teach kids,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I substitute and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
You know, I feel like creativity is a universal thing.
Mm,
I think
for sure.
everyone's creative.
Yeah.
Like even the scientists of
Yeah,
the world are
definitely.
totally creative. You know. Just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a question's got to come from somewhere, an
Yeah.
approach has got to be like coming from
True.
somewhere.
Absolutely.
True.
Yeah. As long as you're interested in stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's like.
I think that's
makes you
it.
Creative. Yeah.
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 That's true.
We're at 30 minutes. So,
Oh, really?
so you guys have officially done a whole episode of Monday
That's
Night Moonwatch.
cool.
We can keep going. We can go
Yeah,
5 more
man.
hours
I
if you
feel-
want.
Let's do a bit more.
It's a cool 5 hours. That's cool. with you?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
6.
I don't want to talk.
You don't mind talking?
Yeah. Well, why don't we do let's do a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, like this flew by. This is fun.
I didn't
Yeah.
have water next to you.
Yeah, I do have your
Yeah,
water.
this is water.
So we're gonna do a quick water break. Not really. We don't cut.
Yeah.
This is all being
Yeah.
recorded.
Do you, I'm curious, like when you started this podcast, were you afraid of what you would say and all that? Did you think a lot about it?
See, this question comes up a lot between
Yeah.
me and myself, and also some surrounding people sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if I had to say there was any insecurity in the podcast,
Yeah.
I guess it would be like, what if I say something I wish I didn't?
Yeah, right.
And I don't think there's much I could say that I would wish I didn't.
So I have a question.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, we got a question
Here
from
we
behind the
go.
camera.
All right.
What's the question?
I'm ready.
All
I'm
right.
ready.
Aren't you ever worried about like what if someone takes what you said out of context? Like for example,
Right.
you just said you're okay with children dying.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, of course.
You know
And
what,
that's
so
that's a sound.
I didn't say it like that.
No, because
right.
you could mean it without
Right.
intending to cause harm, but like,
Yeah.
what if someone just like cut a clip of it?
Yeah.
Called you,
Yeah.
I don't know, sexist, racist, whatever. You know.
Right.
Well,
They could.
They could.
I mean, and I don't know. I
Like
guess
that- I guess the question is,
Yeah.
is that like does that like kind of govern the kind of stuff you say?
I don't think that's what it is for me.
Mhm.
I haven't even thought about like that angle that much. Like I feel like thinking about it now, like if like they could, and I think for me that's like where it ends.
Yeah.
Like, cool, good for you, you did.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
I always tell people it doesn't change what I'm eating for dinner.
Mhm.
Like
Mm.
I'm gonna go home and do the same
Good way of
stuff.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they find some way to like impact like future careers or relationships. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think they like there's more surrounding context that like, you know, is recorded. If I'm thinking about this specifically, but I don't know. I guess the short answer is I haven't thought about that. And I think I like it this way.
No, I think that is like a really good question because I have thought about that
Yeah.
before. But I also think that you have to have a little bit of self-certainty about
Yeah.
things. I think we kind of live in a world now because a lot of things are recorded
Mhm.
that it's kind of you really do have to have that
Yeah.
that thick skin. And I'm not saying you should say whatever you want because
Right.
that's like you have to have some empathy and like all that stuff. But at the same time, people could take out of context a lot of things you say
Right.
that are clearly benign.
Yeah.
And they could use it in whatever way you want. I mean, you guys know as editors too, you could frame things certain ways.
Mhm.
And I think you kind of have to have a little bit of self-confidence of like,
Yeah.
I know who I am.
Yes.
And, you know, yeah.
Yeah, I think beyond like, you know, like the camera or whatever ends
Yeah.
up being the record of you.
Yeah.
If you feel like you can defend yourself, you're cool.
Yeah.
If it ends up being that you couldn't defend yourself, maybe you should not have been able to.
Yeah.
Like after all. So
Yeah.
just kind of like, you know, let it run.
Yeah.
Like if you deserve something, then you deserve it. Otherwise, like
Totally.
it's gonna work out.
Yeah. Absolutely. And and I didn't say anything about hurting anybody. I'm talking about movies, okay? I'm talking about Die Hard and, you know, like, yeah. So, no. But yeah, I get what you're saying too. What do you think, Amanda?
Yeah, I'm okay with kids dying in films.
Oh, stop! No! Sorry.
What's your favorite kid death in
No!
film? I got one.
I'm actually trying to think of one.
Oh, but I spoiled it. I can't talk about it now because it's a spoiler.
Okay, what's another kid death?
Oh my!
Movie?
I
That's
told you
great.
about it. Because the whole thing is like you don't think it's gonna be a kid death. Like that's the whole reason why it works.
I haven't seen it yet, but the original, not the original, but like maybe the remake of the original Blob, the Blob.
Oh,
I think that's a pretty good kid death in there. Yeah,
I
like
saw.
the Blob gets a hold of a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And as a
Yeah.
kid, like scream.
Well,
and,
like
what are the details?
Well,
Oh no!
I haven't seen it, but I saw like the clip where the Blob.
you just
he
YouTube
catches the kid.
specifically
Yeah.
that one scene.
No,
only.
I saw it like on like some other show or something. But
Yeah.
the Blob gets hold of the kid and it turns into like a skeleton basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
See, that's fun.
It
Yeah,
was
that's
fun.
creative.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think the original Blob was like mid 1900s or something, but then like the remake is like 1980s, I think. I don't know.
Well,
I think 80 sounds.
Yeah, so
You
it's
know,
in the 80s.
Right.
There's just something, you know, because we care about kids.
Yeah.
In a horror movie context, that's really impactful.
Yeah, and
I
they
think
become
it's a good-
devices.
it's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
But
a good kid death, probably.
oh my god, please stop saying kid deaths. My god.
the title of this episode:
No, but honestly,
Die
like,
Hard.
Oh,
In the
no.
parentheses, kid deaths.
Oh no.
no, because you're right. In a horror movie, they sometimes add kids. I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, hopefully it's not the kid that gets harmed.
Yeah.
But like, it maybe should be.
Amanda does not give a fudge about like out of context. Like
Yeah.
she's ready. She's ready.
No, because
Ari, you're gonna be.
I'm a little more self-conscious.
You're supposed to be a lawyer.
I know.
And Amanda's
That
gonna be
is
like, nope, I said it.
I'm
it
like,
adds to the horror.
yeah. I'm like,
It adds to the.
Amanda, the judge.
Yes.
You can't do that. You can't say that in front of the judge. Okay.
No, but I think it does add to the horror of the movie. Like, oh, they did that
Yeah.
to a kid.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like
Yeah.
scary. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think was the most wasted kid death in a movie?
Wasted.
Yeah, like it was just
my
like
God. We're really going on about. I started this. I should not have said that. This.
Oh
I don't know
Yeah.
many kid deaths
This is
in
bad.
movies.
No,
I don't
I'm just
know.
kidding.
I think there's a kid that got flung into a TV, like not Poltergeist, but
Oh well, that kid came back.
no.
Yeah, he came back. Oh, can we talk about that?
Was it
Poltergeist?
Can we talk about that?
Oh, people coming
no,
back.
but it wasn't Poltergeist. But go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to say
Yeah.
I did not like Poltergeist.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was okay with it.
yeah,
It's boring.
kind of boring.
I don't know. I think it's
think-
fine.
They're here.
Like,
yeah.
They're here.
Well,
I don't think it's
I don't
scary.
know. No.
You know what I do like is Close Encounters of the Third
that
Kind.
is a great movie. You haven't seen that.
No.
That's a good one.
We have to watch that.
That one's
You know
fun
what's
to watch.
scary about a Poltergeist is that
What?
back in the day, at a certain hour of the night, their TV would shut off for you and like turn into like static. Like that was a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, that is a little.
So
more
people were
frightening.
like thinking something was
that's
wrong.
frightening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
like
frightening.
12 a.m. or 12,
Oh
1
man.
1 a.m. or something. They play the national anthem and your
Yeah.
TV turns into
Yeah.
static. Like, what?
Totally.
I remember
Well, that's
as a
crazy.
kid like waking up and infomercials would be playing. But it was
Right.
always the same infomercials at the same hour.
Right.
And that just kind of became like a weird
Yeah.
hypnotic
Yeah.
thing for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think that the beauty of Adult Swim on Cartoon
Mm-hmm.
Network was embracing that feeling of the weirdness of the late 90s.
They leaned
They
into
did,
it for
they
sure.
did.
To it. And I
They
think
did.
that there's something really,
Yeah.
like there's something that couldn't it's a feeling that I feel like could only have been felt by people who watch TV
Yeah.
in that time.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost
Well,
spooky.
they had the weird shows on at like 12, 1 a.m.
Uh-huh.
You know? Yeah.
And even like
Mhm.
the bumpers in between
Yeah.
got crazy.
yes.
I don't know if I heard it somewhere. I feel like I most likely did. But I think like there was something about Adult Swim was intentionally targeting people who were up late and high
Yeah.
Yes.
just to like mess with them
Yeah. I see
Yes.
that.
and
Yeah.
like disorient them.
Yes.
And I mean, I was a little sober kid and it disoriented me.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I remember being really weird back in the day.
Well, that's actually true of advertising too.
Yeah.
If you've ever noticed, at that hour, there's a lot of insurance commercials and a lot of like lawyer commercials, and they think it's because like, well, who's up at that
Yeah.
time? You know,
Well, they
watching
also
that
do
stuff.
that
You know.
during the working hours.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
from like 9 a.m. to what 4 or 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh.
They have like these commercials like get back to school, you can
Yeah.
do it, and then they have like accidentes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true.
Yeah.
And actually, it.
You're just
It makes
sitting on your
sense.
couch, wasting your life or watching your life go by, and you know, like
Wow,
yeah,
you
yeah.
You're like,
Verbatim.
they were talking to me. No, I'm just kidding.
It's true because I had a waitressing job, so I didn't work
Yeah.
till night.
Well, yeah.
So like, I had the whole day, and I watched some TV, and those are the commercials on
Yeah.
on TV.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I know maybe we're over, but I
It's
just wanted
cool.
to say, like, can we talk about jobs that we've had that we liked and learned something about ourselves from?
Sure.
Because,
Okay.
okay,
I
waitress
something.
job. Was it waitress job or like,
Um,
what's your like? I guess.
Carl's Jr.
Okay.
Carl's Jr. was my first job.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's a
And,
cool first
I was a
job.
teen, and
Nice.
yeah, they like had me clean the restrooms at Carl's Jr. And yeah, it was pretty gross. It was- and I learned that I did not want to work those kind of jobs.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good
That's
lesson.
a good.
And
thing to
it made
learn.
me strive to get better than those jobs.
And that's like you remember those commercials so well.
Yeah.
Oh, going to school.
And then I had the waitressing job, which makes you not really like a lot of people. And then
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't know, you have certain jobs. And now right now I have the kid. I work with a lot of kids.
Yeah.
That can be tough.
Dang.
yeah. But Ari, how about you?
Oh. Yeah. I worked at Trader Joe's, and that honestly, I just wanted to say, if you ever need a job, go work at Trader Joe's because that's a great
Mhm.
company.
Uh-huh.
That's all I honestly.
Yeah.
That's all I learned.
That's
from
why
it.
that's why you brought up the question?
Yeah.
To plug Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
I worked at Guitar Center one time.
You did?
For a little bit. And yeah, like there's some people that come in there that they're definitely characters. They come into Guitar
Mhm.
Center, try out every guitar.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
Classic.
And like they just sit on the amps and like play so
That's
loud.
okay.
And,
Yeah.
and it's alright.
My
But
co-
it was cool. You got like discounts on the instrument, on all the electronics and instruments and stuff.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, it was cool.
my cousin Scotty, he's a musician. He was always watching videos of "Don't be that person" at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I guess it was just like a whole
No Stairway to
like-
Heaven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the forbidden song
Yeah,
they called
yeah,
it,
yeah.
right? That's funny, man.
Yeah.
They have that in Wayne's World, actually.
They do?
Yeah, Wayne goes, is gonna go into a music store, right? And like he's
Yeah.
like gonna play the guitar, and,
Yeah.
and then the employee like points to a sign and says, "No,
No stairway to
Heaven."
heaven.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great.
Dang. I don't know how I would answer this question.
Yeah.
So a job I had
Yeah.
that I learned something from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or you have a cool story, or you liked. I don't know. It doesn't have to be like.
I learned that I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just to get through the question at least.
Yeah.
I was a teacher.
Cool.
I taught
Great.
elementary school kids.
Yeah.
I did computer lab. I held onto their Pokemon cards so that they
Nice,
wouldn't
nice.
destroy them during playtime. I would return them to the kids at
Valuable.
the end of
The-
playtime. That was very. That's where I felt
Yeah.
the most useful.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "This is gonna pay for your tuition later. Let me hold it for you." So I probably helped more kids than any of those teachers at that
Yeah,
school.
yeah. That's great.
Though they have good cards.
Yeah, they have good Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Totally.
Totally.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Yeah.
that's my answer there.
Hmm.
Nice.
Yes.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of like other cool job stories.
I thought you had like something you were really excited to share about a life lesson.
Yeah.
When you
me
brought
too,
the question, you were just like applying to
Yeah.
Trader Joe's.
You know what?
Exactly.
You know what? I had a really inspirational talk with one of the workers
Yeah.
because I was like kind of at this point. I had just graduated from, I think it was from USC. It was like undergrad, and I was working at Trader Joe's, and I was thinking like, I don't know what's like the next step for me. And the guy was like, he was always really supportive and always telling me like I'm doing a great job like
Yeah.
during the job,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
But like after I told him that, there was months. I was working months after that, and he still like thought I was doing a good job. But like at one point, he was just like, "You're not meant for this."
Oh dang!
He said
Nice.
that.
Wow.
And I
Nice.
was like, he's like, "You could do this,
Yeah.
but you're not meant for this." Like, you know. And I was
Dang.
like, "Thank
Nice.
you."
That's cool.
Yeah.
And
That's
it
cool.
was like kind of cool because sometimes I feel like, like it's good to be honest with people
Yeah.
about what you think that they can do and can't do, because we all have
Mm.
limitations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I think it's like super cool. Like, I mean, working at Trader Joe's was really fun.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just nice being told like, you
Yeah.
know, this is, you know, you can do other things. You know, this is like, and I don't know, I appreciated that guy because he was like the manager.
That's
I don't
really
know.
cool.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew someone else who also worked at Trader Joe's, and I did ask them
Yeah.
because there for a while there was suspicion. Does Trader Joe's train people to be nice? Do they train people to be like
Mhm.
like you know
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like
Totally.
and they
Yeah.
told me like, no, I think they're just picky about who they hire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe that, and I
Yeah.
think that's actually really smart,
Yeah.
especially for the business.
Definitely.
Everyone who works there is so nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, they didn't really train.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
that's what they
Yeah.
told me. They said no, they didn't train us.
What if he told me that I'm not meant for this because I'm not nice? He's
No.
like,
You're like,
you should be a lawyer. That's what you should do. No, yeah.
Oh
No,
man,
but you know, the thing about it is because sometimes I think people feel like stuck in things,
Yeah.
or you know, and I just think like little changes go
Mhm.
a long way in your life. You know, like I felt like that little thing that someone said, or actually better yet, little things you say to people go a long way.
Yeah,
It's that
for sure.
little thing that he said to me got me a nudge of like, you know what, I'm gonna continue my education, and
Yeah.
that's where I met Amanda,
yeah,
and then you know, I found this job after this education, and then we got married, and it like changed my life. You
Yeah.
know? And a lot of little things like that change your life. And I just think, you know, if you can do that for people, just be like, hey, you're doing all right. You
Yeah.
know, like, or you know, or even be straight up with them, like, hey, there's something that I think you should do to change this, because
yeah. People remember things. People make
They
decisions
do.
based on this
Mhm.
stuff.
And I don't remember that
And
guy's
maybe-
name
right.
either. I just remember how he
Yeah.
made me feel, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And imagine you guys are teachers. You've probably done the same thing for. You don't even know how many people,
That's true.
but like it's a cool thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And here we are talking about
Cadets.
cadets in movies.
They're watching their heroes on their podcast. Like,
just crying. Don't
that's
be
the
your
one,
heroes.
Mom.
Yeah.
They can be good though.
What could be good?
Oh my god.
You mean quick? Good for who?
Why did I bring that up again? It's not good. It's not a good look.
Who
Are we gonna keep
cares?
that in?
It's a movie.
Are we gonna keep that
Jeez.
in? We'll talk about it.
It's.
It
I think
is what it
it's
is.
too like.
It's too embedded.
It's in.
It's in.
It's in,
Keep
man.
it
Alright.
in. Keep it in.
Well, listen,
nice.
we got a plane to catch tomorrow.
Alright, yeah, I should probably.
We gotta
you
get
should
some
probably
sleep.
Yeah,
do it,
skipping town.
Yeah,
Skipping
yeah.
town. Oh god,
Yeah,
yeah.
we gotta get out of
You've
here.
done your damage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Shoot. Okay. Well, Monday Night Moonwatch is episode 14. Very happy to have you guys.
It was an honor. Thank you.
I'm so
This
glad.
was really cool.
Nice. And you know, we improvise the outros too if you want to make up an outro.
It has to be different. What do you think?
Zoom in here. Zoom in on.
I blinked.
Wait.
You didn't give me a snack, dude. You have a snack after every single. Yeah. You always have a snack for you and Gabriel. What the? Wow. What a terrible guest I am. I'm like, hey,
Where's my food?
feed me. This is our relationship, basically. This is like always how it's been. I come
Oh,
over to his
man.
house, stays
Yeah,
here.
by plane this
plane.
time
By
to
plane.
take my
That's
Yeah.
right.
take my
Yeah.
snacks.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I guess that's the outro.
that's the outro.
That's the outro.
That's the outro.
about snacks. Okay.
Well, thank you guys. I'm gonna hit cut.
All
You
right,
satisfied?